The president has been under intense pressure to streamline the country's security apparatus following a spate of terror attacks that have claimed over 500 lives of civilians and 300 security officers since Kenya became a target of Al-Shabaab militants from Somalia. The latest wave of killings in Mandera have taken a religious dimension, with non-Muslims being executed. 36 quarry workers were sprayed with bullets at dawn in Mandera, while 28 civilians lost their lives in almost similar fashion 10 days ago when a bus they were traveling in was hijacked. The president now appealing to the Muslim community in the country to be on the forefront in the fight against terrorism and religious extremism. The government's decision to close down mosques in Mombasa County, suspected to be hideouts for criminals and grounds for radicalization, has met stiff opposition from Muslim clerics and political leaders.
All Kenyans understand Islam to be a religion of peace because Allah is all gracious and merciful. Without a doubt, terrorists who claim to kill in the name of Allah are neither Muslims nor godly people, but rather deranged animals who have lost their souls and minds.
The Al-Shabaab militants have claimed that they were attacking the country to avenge for the continued presence of the Kenya Defense Forces in Somalia and demanded the immediate withdrawal of the troops, a narrative that has been backed by the opposition Team CORD, but the government insists the Kenyan military would not leave the Horn of Africa nation, at least for now.
This decision was right then and remains so today. The incursion in Somalia has been largely successful. Al-Shabaab is depleted and on the retreat.
CORD has questioned the government's ability to assure Kenyans their safety and questioned the competence of the men and women managing the country's security forces, the civil society joining hands with the opposition in demanding the resignation of the president over the wave of terror attacks in the country.
Kenya is at war, and our enemy thrives on sowing panic and despondency in our hearts. We aid this enemy when we succumb to suspicion, fear, finger-pointing, and blame games. This is a war against Kenya and Kenyans. It is not a war against the Jubilee government or its leaders.
The Kenyan media, according to the president, was a major impediment in the government's fight against terrorism.
Our national conversation, whatever its temper, is facilitated by our media. The media must step back from being an inert funnel of sentiments, opinions, and messages and become a true mediator and an honest broker of the national discourse.
The president, however, admits that there were structural challenges in the country's security system and wants Parliament to review the relevant laws.
Last week, I directed my government security actors to engage with members of the relevant committees of the legislature with a view to rectify administrative and legal hurdles that limit our ability to deal with this very real and existential threat that we face.
For now, the head of state says the government will continue investing in modern technology and equipment, as well as imparting skills on the law enforcers to enable them tackle insecurity more effectively. President Uhuru Kenyatta may have yielded to intense pressure from a cross-section of Kenyans and cracked the whip on two men who are in charge of the country's security. All eyes are now on retired Major General Joseph Nkaiseri and whoever is picked as the country's police boss. But will the new brooms sweep cleaner? Francis Gashure for The Big Question, State House, Nairobi.